So here we have the Nerf Mega Centurion. Let's open her up and see what we can do. Once you've opened up your Centurion, if you want to take out the plunger tube, make sure that there is clearance from this door here, allowing the plunger assembly to slide forward. Push down on the catch here to allow this to slide in front of the catch. And then push forward until these rails on the side and on the bottom are out of their respective tracks. When that is the case, all you really need to do is warp it a little bit and it will come right out. Then of course take out this screw here holding it in place. Now that your plunger assembly is out, just take a quick look at its orientation to make it easier for when you do put it back together. This should be all in line. To take out the air restrictor, we're going to need to take out these 3 screws here. I'm not actually going to dive into the plunger portion here because this is solvent welded together and I just don't want to break that air seal. But we are going to remove the air restrictor and plug up these holes today. Okay. Now that those screws are removed, the air restrictor assembly should just pop right out. And it is a big one. So once you've put your plunger tube and barrel assembly back together, there's still the matter of the holes. All I'm going to do is take some Gorilla Tape and plug up those holes right there. I don't want to use epoxy or epoxy putty because if it gets into the plunger tube itself, this whole thing was going to be ruined here and you're not going to get any sort of seal on it. And just to make sure that there are no lubricating agents left on the outside of the barrel, I'm just taking some toilet paper actually and just cleaning it off, making sure the tape can adhere to those slots. When you reassemble your blaster, you're going to want to have the bolt or the orange handle that you prime it with all the way forward. That little metal piece right there is the inside of what that looks like when you attached it. If it was to come backwards while you were trying to assemble the blaster, which is what I'm going to do right now, it's going to get caught somewhere. To advance that forward, pull up on this little safety latch here, as you'll see me doing right now. Once you pull up, it'll allow it to travel all the way forward and get you back home. Remember to reconnect the return spring before you put everything back together. Now that you've done that, just do the reverse order of what you did to take it out. Slide in the front, match up the rails in the shell. It's okay if you have to warp this a little bit. And in the back of the plunger tube, these guys here, and then you're ready to rock and roll. If you can move your bolt the first couple of inches while it's still open, that's a pretty good sign that you're on the right track. If you're like me and put your barrel on first before you decide to take this apart, all you have to do is take your little screwdriver, pry this forward, and then depress this little lock right here. And it'll come right off. When you put this thing together, make sure the 2 charging handles are lined up. Before I had it where one was in front of the other, so just make sure that they line up when you're closing the 2 halves of the shell together. So now I'm going to fire 3 shots flat and 3 shots angled. Let's take a look. So these are the 2 with straight shots and then we have one more from an angled, and the two other angled shots closer to 30 yards. So that was a Nerf Mega Centurion. I'm a little disappointed in the accuracy from the stock darts. It's a fun blaster to mod, but definitely do not do this if it was your first time. Pretty good as a deterrence or just an intimidation blaster in HVZ, just because it looks very aggressive and it does fire longer ranges than most other stock blasters. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. Check out my Facebook page if you want to see behind the scenes stuff. And hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.